Welcome to a new episode of Pop Culture Christ Cam. I'm Joel A, and here's what I've got for you this week. January in 2012, I contributed to a Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with Kickstarters, where you can fund cool projects before they happen and get lots of cool stuff for funding it. I funded a Kickstarter for a project called Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun is a game that I really loved back in the 90s, which is kind of like a sci-fi, cyberpunk fantasy setting. So you have trolls with machine guns and dwarves that can hack into the internet, all those things. They put out a game of Shadowrun Returns. I kickstarted, got it a few months ago, loved it. It was a bit short, but one of the great things about it is that you're able to customize your own stories with it. So that's a lot of fun. This week, my physical rewards for Shadowrun came in. So I got dog tags with a USB stick, I got a soundtrack, I got a hardcover book, and I got a t-shirt. The Shadowrun Returns t-shirt. I love Shadowrun, it's really good. Other thing I've been checking out, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Been on TV, 3 or 4 episodes in, really good stuff. Marvel have decided to release on the Comixology app, which is digital comics, the 1968 run of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now the reason this is a great piece of news is that it was written and drawn by Jim Steranko. Now if you're into comics, you know there are certain names that when you mention them, people go, oh, the best. People like Jack Kirby, George Perez, Neil Adams, and on that list would have to be Jim Steranko. This book, Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., was revolutionary, taking an adult view of super spies with a weird sci-fi twist, lots of different ways of approaching panel design and artwork. I've checked out the first issue, there's 3 so far in Comixology, I'm going to be checking out them all. Jim Steranko art is beautiful. And lastly, I'm running a big youth camp at the end of the year for our church, where all the kids from year 6 at school to year 12 get together a big end of year camp. And the theme for this year is post-apocalyptic. We're getting the young'uns to dress up as if it's the end of the world. And each day on our youth group Facebook page, I've been putting up a post-apocalyptic movie of the day. And then I thought I'd throw it open to my Facebook friends to ask them what their favourite post-apocalyptic movies are. And I've got some great responses so far. Some of them I haven't seen yet, so I'm actually going to watch them. Book of Eli, for example, lots of people said that. I own it, haven't seen it. That's what I'm going to be doing next week, watching that. But my favourite all-time post-apocalyptic movie would have to be Tank Girl. Now Tank Girl, it's not a great movie. It's a pretty stupid movie, but I love it. It came out at just that sweet spot for me. It came out in 1994, I think, when I was a teenager getting into new and different things. And here was this comic book movie mashup with a soundtrack put together by Courtney Love, where you've got a world where water is a very rare resource, and you've got this company stealing all the water, and you have this one girl, Tank Girl, who rebels against the bad guys with the assistance of a trusty tank and a group of mutant kangaroo freedom fighters. If you haven't seen it, you do have to check it out. It's brilliant. Not because it's a great movie, but because it's so over the top. You just gotta fall in love with it. Maybe that's just me. That's what I've got for you this week at Pop Culture Christ Cam. Make sure you subscribe to check out when new episodes are out. If you have anything you'd like me to talk about on the show, get me on Tumblr, Twitter, or on the Pop Culture Christ website. Links are in the show notes. Be back next week.